are your thoughts on Kirby Smart as a guy who pulls strings a little bit, Caleb? Because I believe Nick Saban is one of the best I've ever seen at pulling strings. Like Lou Holtz was great at poor mouthing. Nick Saban is great at pulling strings, and he gets things changed. He gets referees to up and maybe call the game a little bit differently. He gets the media to treat him the way he wants to be treated. I think he is very good at orchestrating things. How does Kirby Smart compare in that regard to, in my mind, who would be the Sith Lord Nick Saban of pulling strings?
I don't think he compares at all. And that's because Nick Saban, I haven't seen Kirby Smart get anything changed on his behalf. Nick Saban, you're right, at the very least tries to, and he pretends he's doing it from a principled point of view. Now, there's two thoughts with Nick Saban. I don't blame Nick Saban for doing it. That's your job as a coach, to do whatever's best for you and the program you're running at the time. I will call it out, though, and I've always tried to call it out with Nick Saban. Kirby Smart, if we're talking about what he said yesterday, comparing Georgia's offense to what is obviously a shot at Tennessee, you ready for this? Everybody ready for this on the message boards? I don't have much of a problem with it.
Well, let's get to the comment. So I think this will be the next phase in Kirby Smart's evolution as a coach. I think it will be to pull some strings. And I think when you have a couple of championships in your back pocket, you have that sort of power. I'm not sure he wielded that even last year after one championship. So here is what he had to say about offenses in the SEC and the quarterback position. You tell me if you think this is a shot at Hendon Hooker.
Demeanor and communication. So, like, I can get the stats, but it's like a true quarterback is a decision maker in our system, because some systems take all the pressure off the quarterback and they just go really fast. We don't do that. We're a quarterback driven offense. So can you process the information? That means get the signal, get people lined up, then see what the defense is in and figure out, are we in the right situation? Which of these three choices Coach Bobo's given me am I going to utilize on this play? And then the play happens and there might be a mistake or a breakdown, and you not go full metal jacket and have catastrophe mode and put us in a bad situation. So, decision making is the number one thing I want to see at the quarterback position. Can you make consecutive decisions over and over that don't cost our team games? Because we have enough playmakers and we have enough plays that you will make a play inevitably. Don't make a bonehead play. And that's what we're trying to avoid.
Okay. So that's Kirby Smart saying this after Georgia loses Jake Merklinger. Coincidence? Maybe, but I find these comments always interesting when they come after recruiting. So there are three, I thought, main objectives, and I think he went to the microphone to pass along these objectives. I don't think that was a flippant, nonchalant comment about the speed at which some offenses run. That's a shot at Tennessee. The fact that quarterbacks have to make decisions, that's a shot at Tennessee and Hendon Hooker, because Kirby Smart is saying, listen, Jake Merklinger, who just committed to Tennessee, or any other quarterback, you want to make decisions in a pro-style attack, you come play for Mike Bobo. I know you and I would giggle at that comment, but that's essentially what he's saying.
I couldn't help but laugh
immediately. I know. So he's selling Mike Bobo at the end. And you said you had zero problem with this. Why?
Got a question for you, Dave.
Yes.
Was anything he said inaccurate? Now, we believe
in him. I listened to the clip like 10 times after our 5 a.m. production meeting. I've thought a lot about it. I think that it is pretty accurate. I do think Hendon Hooker has got to prove his ability to make decisions at the professional level to be successful. I don't think that's a given. I think Tennessee does make it easier on the quarterback because of their tempo. The one thing that I can't jive with, if he's going to sell me Bobo, is some quarterback whisperer like David Cutcliffe. So I can't jive with that. But as far as the other stuff, yes, those are shots at Tennessee. Those are shots at the way they play football. You could read this as a Georgia fan of, he's just kicking the dog while it's down. He just beat Tennessee. What does it matter? He doesn't care. He's just talking about his program. Or if you're Tennessee, you could read, there's a big orange bird in his saddle, at least got his attention. But right now, I mean, that's, to me, that sounds like Nick Saban of 15 years ago, Caleb, when he's just starting to have success and he's just starting to try to use the SEC as clay in his hands as he molds it. That sounds like the beginning of a guy that's going to try to affect the direction of the conference for years.
I mean, it does. It sounds like he's trying to affect the direction of quarterbacks. And I mean, I'm going to be honest with you. I understand why Jake Merklinger committed to Tennessee and Josh Heupel, but I would have said Jake Merklinger might have been a better fit in Georgia had Todd Monken still been there. I think the whole reason he committed to Tennessee is I don't think this is the part you got right. I don't think he trusts the idea of playing for Mike Bobo.
No.
I'm going to be honest. That's a huge reason he committed. But Georgia's not, yes, they run a simplistic pro-style, well, not simplistic. They run a pro-style offense. They don't run it as simplistically as Nick Saban used to run it in the early 2010s when he had Jim McElwain, the Shark, running the offense before Lane Kiffin. It's not that simplistic. It actually is a little creative. Does probably prepare quarterbacks better for the NFL. There's a reason the Ravens wanted Todd Monken. There's a reason they went after him. And I think that they do a few more things. They do kind of throw a little bit more complexities at the quarterback. They have in the past. I don't know if they will with Mike Bobo, to be fair. So I don't have a problem with this as much because, one, yes, the selling Mike Bobo, that's the most inaccurate part, but that's not a shot at Tennessee. That's not a shot at anybody. He's trying to sell his offensive coordinator and the hire he made that you and I both think is very underwhelming. Everything else he's saying is accurate. And I've always said this. I'm very big on this. This is my perspective as a media guy. If a coach says something accurate, I'm never going to be the one who says you shouldn't say that. I'm never going to be the one because I want to hear what they have to say. I want to hear it myself. And everything Kirby Smart said is right. I actually disagree with you that I don't know if it was a shot at Tennessee's offense as much as it was just a shot at the quarterbacks in Tennessee's offense to say, look, they don't have to do a lot of work. And
oh, no. See, I would disagree with you there. I think it sounds like a shot at Tennessee's offense. I think it's, we do things the old-fashioned way. The quarterback makes decisions, and they're just running fast to get people open like out in the backyard. That's the way it reads to me.
It read to me where quarterbacks don't have to do anything in Tennessee's offense or don't have to do much. So there's not a lot of decision making. You could be right. It didn't sound like he was saying that Tennessee's offense is a gadgety, gimmicky offense. And he may think that, don't get me wrong, but it wasn't as annoying as Nick Saban complaining about tempo. Kirby Smart didn't ask for any rules changes to get rid of this offense because unlike Nick Saban, Kirby Smart actually beat this offense last year. And I think that he has a little bit more credibility because of that. So, I got a lot of issues with Kirby Smart on a lot of things. I have problems with the way he's running his program right now. He's very defiant about discipline. I got no issue with this because what he said that we believe was a shot at Tennessee, every bit of it was accurate.
Don't think for a second that's not going to be on their Tennessee's mental bulletin board. Don't think for a second that if Tennessee beats Georgia at some point, that's not going to be something they immediately reference.